This video is about multiplying whole numbers times fractions, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do it using models. The algorithm or the formula for multiplying whole numbers times fractions is pretty easy, but I want to show you why it works. So we're going to use some examples. I'm going to start with 2 times 3/4, and what I'm going to do is draw a little model. I'm just going to draw rectangles. So I'm going to draw 2 rectangles here, and I'm going to take those 2 rectangles and I'm going to split them into fourths. Because you remember that multiplication is like repeated addition. So 2 times 3/4 is really 3/4 plus 3/4. 3/4 2 times. So 2 times 3/4, I'm going to draw my fourths here, and I'm going to color in 3/4. So there's 1, 2, 3/4 on this one, and I'm just going to go to the next one and color in 1, 2, 3/4 again. So I have 3/4 over here, and I have another 3/4 on the other side. And when I put those two 3/4 together, I'm going to get 6/4. So 2 times 3/4 is 6/4. And you can make that lower terms. You can take the 6 and divide it by 4. Goes in one time, and I end up with 1 2/4 left over. And I can actually take that 1 2/4 and I could make it into 1 1/2, and that would be lowest terms. Let's look at another example. I'm going to draw another model for you. Remember that, again, multiplication is like repeated addition. It is repeated addition. You could, anytime you're multiplying, actually add that number that you're multiplying that number of times. So we could add 3 2/5 together. When it gets to big numbers, it's really hard to draw the models. But when you're working with smaller numbers like fifths, you're going to do 3 times 2/5. That's not hard to look at in a model. And this is, again, just to show you what you're actually doing when you're multiplying a whole number times a fraction. So I'm going to take these models that I drew, and I have them in fifths. I'm going to color in 2/5 of each one. And when I get finished, I'm going to look at what I've colored in here, and I'm going to have 2/5 in each of these 3 places. So each of these is 2/5. You notice that when you're multiplying a whole number times a fraction, you're actually going to get a number that's smaller than the whole number. And we're used to looking at, when we multiply, if you multiply 3 times 2, you get 6. It's a bigger number. When you multiply 3 times 2/5, you're multiplying it by a number that's less than 1. So your answer is going to be less than 1 3 in this case. So 3 times 2/5 turns out to be 6/5. 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5 is 6/5. Again, I'm going to make this, I'm going to divide it up, and I'm going to make it 1 1/5. Okay. My one that's left over becomes that 1/5 in the remainder. So 6/5 equals 1/5. And that's how you multiply a whole number times a fraction using a model. I'm going to post another video showing you how to do it using the algorithm or formula.